I'm Rosa Mendez, and I'm here at the #1 Long Island broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh. I had the best time ever!
Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, man, it feels good to be back on YouTube. It was quite disappointing what happened to us, but we bounced back fairly quickly.
Well, what else would we do? We're almost at 5,000 subscribers.
Well, speaking of that, man, we need more members.
Okay.
What do you think we need to do to get the people of those 5,000 subscribers to come on and join the team as a Monty and a Pharaoh member?
Nudity is out of the question. Any other ideas?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do have a few ideas.
Well, just like Prel, they should tell 2 friends, and they could tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out all our content.
But that's, you know what? That's why you're the star of the show, because guess what? Members get special content. Even we spoke about it. Pharaoh came to me one day and he goes, man, what's the deal? I can't even watch some of these videos because I'm not a member. And I said, there you go, Pharaoh. You got to be a member because this is what the members get. They get free content that none of the other fans that watch this show get.
That's right.
You get free autographs from some of these wonderful stars that come in, right?
Nice.
All you do is you go to the MNP webpage, or right, our own page, and shoot us an email and say, hey, man, I want a picture of Tommy Rich. I want a picture of whatever. And boy, that's on its way.
We give them their choice.
That's right.
We rock.
We do rock.
And you need to rock too. Join.
Dusty and Rick and some of the major players there also affected your guys' decisions.
Dusty and Rick hated each other.
Did they really?
Oh, wow. Yes.
Can you elaborate a little more?
Ego.
Clearly polar opposites too, right?
Oh yeah. One was, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rick was yeah. I mean, they were both were.
Who had the smarter? Who had the
styling and profiling, right? And Dusty was the American dream.
Is there truth to the facts that, at least from what we've learned from talking to many people over the years, many guests of ours, is there truth to the fact that Rick, at the end of the day, no matter what people thought about Ric Flair was the one willing to take on the physical schedule that was demanded of him of the company. Is that fair to say about Ric Flair?
Yes.
Right. So Dusty, at the end of the day, I'm painting my own picture, and correct me if I'm off a little bit. Dusty, at the end of the day, would he ever have been willing to do that sort of schedule?
Physically, I guess he would like to, but I don't think physically he could. I don't, and that time of life for him, at his age, nothing against Dusty. I'm not saying anything against Dusty. I'm just saying Dusty at that period in his life, if he was in the shape of Rick, sure. But Dusty's carrying too much weight. And Dusty has phlebitis at that time. Dusty had a lot of underlying problems, challenges that prohibited him doing a lot of things.
All those things being said, what was your feelings the first time you gazed upon Dusty Rhodes in polka dots? For Vince.
I was saddened. I actually cried.
I believe it.
I actually cried. And Vince did that on purpose. I cried for Dusty. I cried because Vince did it just to humiliate him. And it was a shame. Whereas I look at Dustin and what, Dustin turned around and, he took his character and, he was fantastic with his character.
Goldust? Absolutely.
Oh, Goldust.
One of the great all-time characters.
No doubt.
Jimmy, I want to bring it back. Good.
Dustin could not beat Dusty. Dustin at Gold's Dust, he was higher, much
Agreed.
higher.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, he would kick you in the nuts.
I mean, Dustin would. There wasn't. I mean, just like Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, there's no other. Goldust, there's no other. You know, they each took part of their father and made their own way. You know, they took what they needed and they made their own footsteps in time.
I loved it.
And everybody needs to pat them on the back for that.
I love that Cody did the American Nightmare. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, it works for him. He's found his factor, bottom line.
And I still think he has more to give. More, you know, if they let him.
If they just stop booking him like Bob Backlund, right, Mike?
Yeah.
God.
You know.
Can I throw that in?
Yeah,
and by the way, I got to throw this in too.
I have a strange feeling David was not a big Bob Backlund guy. Am I wrong?
Ooh.
I just think that Backlund, they used him the wrong way. Come on.
How would you have used him?
I think he should have been a better heel.
What do you think, Mike? In the days of Magnificent Morocco, Sergeant Slaughter, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Stan Hansen, would Bob Backlund been able to turn heel in those days up in New York? What do you think?
I think he turned heel and he did a pretty good job. He was a different type of heel,
Many years later.
Again, it's hard. You know, I can't disagree with David, but
he did it at the wrong time. You know, you have to have a reason. You have, you know, it has to be something that surprises everybody.
The best Backlund was an angry one. I remember when Backlund would get angry. Yeah, that's the bad guy. I agree.
David,